You do not know me. I am Mackenzie Morris. I am a business strategist and coach and speaker. Prior to that, I built an international wedding company where I got my products in 47 retailers all around the world, custom designed products, overseas in manufacturing, launched my product on Amazon, got a renowned trademark, all of the things. I've been around the block. I've been an entrepreneur for 15 years. So I've got a passion for it. It's got the little entrepreneurial spirit in my body. And because you guys are here, y'all do too. So I work with multi-passionate entrepreneurs who are trying to build brands with massive impact and influence, kind of thinking like Coca-Cola sized. Ever since I was 12, I've always said, I want to be as big as Coke. Like, that's the vision and that's the dream and that's the impact and influence that I'm working towards. And the people in my world have the same thing, right? We're here to leave a legacy for our families, for ourselves, and for the world in general, while building a business that is fun, full of freedom, and family first. Basically like you're living in La La Land. A lot of people are like, Mackenzie, what do you do? Do you work? I'm like, you know, like I do, but I do a lot of fun stuff. I go to a lot of NBA basketball games, concerts, raves. I go paddleboarding all the time. It's really fun, and I have built my business in a way that allows me to do that where I can still work at the same time. So people that come into my world, we all kind of do that together, and that's what we do. So today, I'm going to be talking about funnels, which can be oversimplified or overcomplicated, and a lot of people don't really understand the ins and outs of them. So it might get a little bit complicated, and if you're at any point, you're like, girl, I'm confused, slow down, you have a question, raise your hand, stop me. I want this to be interactive, okay? Y'all are gonna learn a lot. This is gonna be very tactical and very tangible. So probably a little bit different than some of the other connection days. I mean, maybe not, I don't know, I haven't gone to all of them, but we're gonna call these sexy freaking funnels for a reason, because funnels do not have to be boring, confusing, or overly complicated. They can be really, really simple. By the end of today, you're gonna have your whole first funnel done, or you're gonna have the whole framework for it to be done. Okay, they can feel really good. They can be strategic, they can be soulful, and they can support your business that you're building, okay? So I wanna paint you a picture. You meet someone at a networking event, kind of like this, and you're vibing like so good. You're like, this person is awesome, I want to be friends. And you hand them your business card, and then y'all go, wait. And you're like, well, hold on, wait, I didn't get their information, right? Let's pretend we don't have like Facebook or Instagram, just for the example, right? So you didn't get their number, you didn't get their email or anything like that, right? That connection is ultimately gone unless they reach out to you, right? The power is in their hands, and that's requiring an additional action from them. So that's what you're doing online. Whenever you're showing up and hoping that people take the next step without a funnel, right? You're handing them a digital business card without a follow-up plan, right? So funnels can actually help you capture attention and nurture the relationship and actually convert it, right? It's the difference between someone knowing that you exist and someone actually buying from you in the long term, okay? So we're gonna do a little check-in. Okay, raise your hand. We've already kind of done this, right? If you've heard the term funnel before, right? All y'all, okay? Now, how many of you guys could confidently explain what it is to your mom, a barista, or a stranger at the airport? No? Okay. Good thing for you, I can. It's my favorite thing in the planet. So funnels, again, they're rarely explained clearly. So we're gonna fix that. What do you guys think the purpose of a funnel is? To get people to do what? To view? Or contact you, okay? Anything else?
Cast a broad net, bringing in as many people as you can and narrow it down to just your ideal client.
Okay. Anyone else? No? Maybe? Okay. So here's how I define it really, really simply, okay? A funnel is the vehicle that turns strangers into buyers, right? It's how someone goes from, I found you on Instagram, to like, here's my credit card. It's closing that gap, right? Between, okay, I don't know who you are at all, and now let's do business, right? If you're meeting a stranger, there's a huge gap, right? You're not just gonna give someone your credit card for no reason, right? It's a digital path that builds connection, trust, and conversion, and every single step of it matters. So we're gonna get into the tactical a little bit here. Tell me if you guys can't ever see anything, and I'll try to like make it thicker. But most people will show you this, the basic top-down funnel, right? You've got the triangle up here, got some money signs down here. The elusive middle that no one really talks about. This is where people try and make you pay like a ton of money to figure out what this part is. Okay, so at the top, you have attention. The middle, you have nurture. And then the bottom, you have the sale or the conversion. Okay, so now we've already done this, sorry, making sure. Okay, so right here, whenever we are casting a funnel and we're trying to get attention, just like all of you guys said, how do you think that we get their attention? What are ways we do that?
Quick videos.
A quick video,
To the point.
okay?
That's the top of the funnel.
Top of the funnel, definitely can be. So content. Anything else? Another way we can get someone's attention? Ads. Mm-hmm. Ads. Other things could be like freebies. Okay. So lead, nurture, and sale. This is very oversimplified though. So I really kind of want to show you guys what happens in the real world. Okay, because this is really cute and this is great. But again, we're missing a bunch of chunks here. So we're gonna get a little bit deeper. Okay, so think about it. Someone comes in and they see your reel or your ad or whatever, and they click, and then they enter the funnel. They're going to land on a landing page and an opt-in page. They're gonna hit maybe a thank you page, then they're gonna enter a sequence, and then you're gonna get the offer, right? So what it really looks like is traffic will lead to an opt-in, which will then lead to a thank you page. But this is where it can go one of two ways. Okay, so first, you can have just a simple thank you, like, thank you so much for your information. You're gonna get an email, check it, and get your thing, right? Or it can go something like this. So we're gonna go, pretend we have the thank you page, two ways, one or two. You can go into a landing page. That would look maybe something like this. You have words on the top, you got a video, and then a button here that says like buy now, right? How many of y'all have seen this? Yeah? So this is a other type of landing page. And the whole point of this is to get you to upsell, right? You've now found somebody who's like, oh yes, wait, I want what you have to offer. Now maybe you can get some money from them because they've already made the decision that you're for them, right? So now you can sell them something, $7, $2, whatever, right? $19. Now they have another choice. They can go, oh, okay, perfect. Let's say they buy. They can then go into another upsell, and then they can exit. But maybe they don't buy. Then they're gonna go to a downsell, right? Or maybe they're over here and they decided not to upsell there. They go into a downsell, and then they exit. And then all of this will now lead to here, which is the nurture. So now we see that this whole middle part was really us actually missing a lot of information. Is this new information to anybody? Do y'all feel like y'all have known this? You've heard it before? How are we feeling?
I feel like I've seen it in practice, but I haven't done it myself.
Right. Have you ever kind of like thought about it? Like whenever you go through it, are you ever like, wait, why is this happening? Or do y'all just kind of like go through them? No.
No, I definitely look at it from the perspective of like, I see what they're doing.
They're trying to get me and they're not gonna give me this time, but I'm the other person, right? I'm the person on the webinar. I'm gonna buy it every time. Truly, I am. How many of y'all have heard Russell Brunson? Do y'all know him? If you don't, write his name down. You need to be following him online. He's the #1 marketer in the world. He is the funnel strategist that Grant Cardone, all of the massive influential people, especially in the entrepreneurship and business space. He builds all of their stuff behind the scenes. And almost every funnel, every webinar is powered by his platform, which is called ClickFunnels. Okay, so I don't personally use ClickFunnels. I have used it before. It's incredible, but it's really, really expensive. So there are definitely other ways to do that. But now, we have questions on this before we kind of move on and break down some of these different pieces. No? Okay. Perfect. So this can be a little crazy. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry I have to whip out the whole entire cleaning crew here. Okay. So how many of y'all have heard about a lead magnet? A lead magnet? Yeah? How many of you guys have lead magnets? No? Nobody knows? So y'all don't know what it is? Can't wait to tell you about it. Okay. So right now, we just showed you the whole entire funnel, right? So people are coming into your world up here at the top, right? Through an ad or a content or whatever. Another word for that is a lead magnet, right? So think of it kind of as like fishing, right? You have something, right? You have a product or service. That is you. That is the pole. Now you're going to cast your rod into a pond, and the bait on that hook is your lead magnet. So the thing that's going to get the people in your preferred pond, right? All the fish that you're trying to catch, you want them to bite on that hook. So this needs to be something that is very, very simple and easy, and is going to provide a very quick win for them, to where it is a no-brainer, to where now you've earned that spot in their inbox. Because people truly, regardless of what you think or how you personally act, people like really care about their inbox, and they are spammed and inundated all day, every day. So it's really hard to kind of get a space on there. So your lead magnet, it really should solve a very relevant problem for them and be very, very obvious, and give them a quick win and position you as someone that they can trust. So your lead magnet needs to be specific, solve one specific problem, hence this hot list. It is a list of terms that you are gonna need if you're trying to build a funnel. Okay, that's gonna solve a big, very specific problem for you guys, right? It needs to be digestible, something that they can get a quick win with, 5 to 10 minutes. Valuable, shows them that you understand them and where they are in their business, in their life, in their process, whatever it is, right? Shows that you understand who they are. And it needs to be aligned with your actual offers, right? So if I was up here teaching this workshop and I was like, okay, I've got a little lead magnet on the table to learn how to bake sourdough bread. You'll be like, wait, what? Like, that doesn't make sense, right? Because then that's gonna attract people who are not aligned with me and my offer, right? People might opt into it, but just because they opt in, it does not mean that they're aligned if you don't have a great lead magnet that's in line, right? Does that make sense? So again, it doesn't have to be a PDF, it doesn't have to be a download, right? These can look like a checklist or cheat sheet, maybe a webinar, a discount code, a quiz with results. Those do really, really well, by the way. Swipe files, scripts, anything that's going to solve a very quick problem for them, okay? So that's the lead magnet. And this is the hardest thing. People get really, really stuck on it. So don't overthink it, right? Again, solve one problem and then put it out there in the world, because the whole purpose of this whole thing is to capture attention and expand your awareness, right? Because we have awareness up here. Whenever you're getting attention, you're expanding your brand awareness. And whenever you're expanding your brand awareness, you're expanding your customer base and your referral networking group, right? So how many people know the difference between a landing page and a sales page? Have y'all heard the terms landing pages or sales pages? Okay, so after they go to after they opt into lead magnet, they're gonna go down into this, and then they're gonna go to your landing page, which is the opt-in. So that's the actual form. The purpose of the landing page is quite literally a free opt-in. So simple, focus, no distractions. The only goal of a landing page is simply to collect their information. Because if you can't get that information, you cannot talk to them afterwards. So if you were having people click on an ad and maybe you didn't put anywhere for them to put their name and email, how are you gonna talk to them later, right? It doesn't matter if they clicked your ad, right? You just wasted the ad spend because you can't connect to them afterwards. But with a sales page, it's very focused on selling a product, an offer, or a service. So this is a very long form storytelling, emotional, testimonials. That's kind of where we're going to put a bunch of effort, right? So if you're trying to sell a course or a retreat or an event space or something like that, you could likely take them to a sales page, which then will talk to them about why they need your product and service, the results that they can have, and the transformation that they can experience after buying your tanning lotion or taking your photos or whatever it is, right? So those are kind of the differences. And a lot of people like to use those interchangeably, and they're not very interchangeable because they're actually completely different things. So now, questions before I move on? Thoughts, feelings? No? Okay. So now we're going to talk about here. Some of y'all might be feeling like, okay, this is great. This is a lot of information, but like you're talking about emails, right? The whole point of all this is to get them into an email or a text message campaign, but I do not know what to send to them. How many of y'all have been like, how many of y'all send out regular emails? Okay. How many of y'all have emails that are automated? Okay, some people, which is great. Okay, good for you guys. And then how many of y'all might be feeling like, okay, I don't know what to put in the emails at all? Is that right with anybody? Okay, some of y'all. So I'm gonna give you your first 5 emails from the lens of them opting in from a lead magnet. Okay, so number 1, simple. You have to do the delivery email, like bare freaking minimum, y'all. You gotta give them what you promised them, right? So this is great because this is your first impression, right? So how it looks. So if y'all look in my email, I very well could have been like, here's your hot list, send, and that could have been the email. But what you got was like, hey babes, you're in, blah, blah, blah. It was really excited. There's a picture of it. It looks great. It looks professionally done. That's the first impression, right? That's the caliber of business that we're doing in my world, and that's what they can expect from me moving forward. And then number 2, 4 hours later, you're gonna send the about email. This is really so super key here because this is gonna explain to them who you are, what you do, and why it matters, like why they should care and why they should listen to you. Because remember, if this is a stranger that does not know you, does not follow you, you've gotta tell them this. So this is not the place to be modest here. This is the place to say, I've grown a business and sold multi-6 figures. I've gotten into retailers all around the world. I'm selling products in Target or whatever, right? This is the place to let them know why they should listen to you and showcase your expertise. A lot of times mindset will get in the way here and we'll be like, well, I don't want to sound cocky. I don't want to be perceived as someone that's egotistical or whatever. Nobody cares, right? They want to learn from the experts, especially people that don't know you. They want to learn from the best, and generally people don't know the best of the best, right? So once they get into your world, it's like an invitation. Now they're like, okay, I've made it. I'm in a new level, right? And you give them that opportunity to get to know you there. Number 3, 24 hours later, you're going to send an integration email. I love this email because it's doubling back down on here. So 1, it gives you another chance to give them a chance to access this. So maybe they missed the first email, or maybe they completely forgot about it. Now, 24 hours later, you're popping back in. Say, hey, I sent you this hot list. If you didn't get it, click here to get it. Now you have another way to track that. But also, it shows that you know where they are, and it gives you a chance to showcase your expertise by addressing problems or questions or concerns that might come up throughout this. So if I sent this email, you're not going to get an integration email from this, by the way. But if I sent an email and be like, hey, I know I sent you this hot list, and I know you might be a little bit confused about what an actual funnel is, click here and you can access like this little video that's 2 minutes long, and it's going to give you a quick little overview, right? And I know it might be confusing, so this is why, blah, 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 right? It gives you an additional way to showcase that support and give them additional support for free, so extra value. Number 4, you are going to do your service email. So we're thinking bullet points here. You want them to very clearly understand who you are, what you do, what you sell. I'm Mackenzie Morris. I'm a business coach and strategist. You can work with me through a VIP day, a mini mastermind, one-on-one coaching, or my membership. And the membership teaches you XYZ, my coaching does this, blah, blah, blah. Click here to book a call, right? Very short, very sweet. This is going to get that analytical, information-focused buyer. Lastly, you're gonna send the testimonial email. Okay, this is key. This is gonna reinforce everything you've been talking about here, showing that you know your stuff, right? So this can look like screenshots of people's testimonials, or this can look like you telling a story about, for instance, one of my clients came to me and her revenue was capped at $2,500 a month. She has never in her life made more than $2,500 a month. Working with me for 20 days, she collected $8,200 in cash. And you can have that success too, right? That's the testimonial email, right? You're brought in, you're like, oh my God, I've stuck at $2,500. I want $8,200, and she did that in just 20 days. Wow. Click here to book a call. I want to learn more, at least, right? And this all has a CTA, which could then connect down to the sales and conversions, okay? So all of this can lead down to your sales. Of course, you can add on to this, right? This is the basic starting foundation for your funnel. So for me, whenever I had my wedding company, I had like 62 emails scheduled because a bride would take between 6 to 9 months to 12 months to plan their wedding. So I needed to be in her inbox for a minimum of 12 months. So what I did was I built out 62 emails that would then send one every 21 days, right? Some of them would be guides, and then I would write blogs, and every time you create an asset that's valuable, you add it on to the bottom. So this could look like a blog. This could look like a video, whatever, right? The whole key is to keep on adding on to this funnel so they do not fall off. Because the minute they fall off, that's when you have to start manually sending emails. Because if they're not in a funnel, they're only gonna get what you send to your entire email list. So if you have your whole email set up in one funnel and are constantly adding to it, set a reminder on your phone to write a weekly blog and add it to the bottom of the funnel, they're not gonna fall out. Or sit down and bang out 30 emails. That was my recommendation, but most people don't wanna do that. So now that we've kind of done all of this, how are we feeling? Good? Okay. Y'all, we need some more energy up in here. So all of this might sound really great, but how many of y'all are thinking, okay, this is so great, Mackenzie, but like I don't actually know how to do this? Or do y'all know how? And we don't need to talk about it. Okay, so this is all done inside an email marketing or a CRM platform. Whew. So how many of you guys have an email platform or CRM already? Some of you guys? Okay, if you don't, highly recommend. I don't personally use a traditional, well, that's a lie, I actually have both. I was gonna say I don't use a CRM, but I do. I use Honeybook and Flowdesk. Those are my two non-negotiables. Flowdesk is my #1 non-negotiable. I will never operate without it. But I am probably gonna be moving into other platforms as well. But the idea of a CRM is it takes all of the leads that you have and it organizes them based on your different lead magnets, right? So for me, I have a bunch of different funnels with different lead magnets. So I have people who need help with funnels. I have people who I help with AI. I have people who I help with their mindset and their confidence, right? So I have different funnels, and you can tailor your messaging in your emails to those specific problems, right? Because my AI people, they probably don't care about stepping into their confidence. Like they might, right? But I can talk to them about AI. I can send them my authenticity with AI. I can help them build a bot, right? I can do all of those things, and that's what's gonna be interesting to them. Okay, but your CRM is really where all of this is going to be housed, and there's a lot of different platforms that do that. So if y'all need help with that, let me know. And then that's basically it. The only other thing that I want to tell you is you have the roadmap now. Like this is the key. Well, I should have left it up. That's okay. But how many of you guys are like, okay, I know myself really well. I'm gonna go home. I took notes, but like it might sit there for a few weeks. Yeah? Okay, so if y'all wanna look, if anyone is interested, I do have a 2-week mini mind called Sexy Effing Funnels. And it's 2 weeks where it is high touch container where we're gonna build the thing with me, walking you through it step by step, okay? We're gonna nail and create your lead magnet. We're gonna set up all of the automation, set up your email platform. We're gonna write your emails, and we're gonna launch your funnel so that it's gonna be done. Plug and play, done. I have so many of even my personal clients who are like, I'll do it. They haven't done it yet, okay? If you haven't done it, it's probably because of a lack of knowledge. Maybe you're like, oh my God, I don't know how to do this. It's gonna take me forever to learn, or I need that accountability. So this will help you with both. We're having 2 live calls and a Telegram support group to get you through these. But on those 2 calls, we are going to do the bulk of everything, okay? Right now, if y'all join today, it's $97. That is it, one payment, $97, your first, all this, done. Okay, after this, on the 6th, the price is going up to $147. So if you guys are looking for some sort of support, this is important. Okay, this is a skill that if you can learn how to do this, this can take any business. I don't care if it's a product or service. I've seen it work with toilet paper. I've seen it work with creams. I've seen it work with service businesses. This is the thing that's behind all the webinars. This right here, everything we talked about today, is the foundation for how people are making millions of dollars online with any type of business. So if y'all need help with that, I would love you guys in that mastermind. We start on the 18th. Like I said, it's just 2 weeks, just 2 calls, not a lot of time, but you're gonna have a lot of value and you're gonna get a lot of stuff done. Thank you, let's go make some funnels. All right, does anyone have any questions?
You need to already have a CRM in place to sign up for that.
No, you do not need a CRM or email thing in place in order to join the mini mind. That is something that we'll set up. If you do not have it, we will set up, inside of that, I have discount codes for literally almost every single platform you want to use. I will show you how everything of mine is set up on the back end so that you'll kind of see what I've got going on. And then if you're like, girl, I just want to do what you're doing, I can give you discount codes. You can set that up. What else? Any other questions, thoughts, feelings? Anyone learn anything new, or what did y'all take away from this? Anything that was like, oh, this was great. I learned something new.
I need to set up a funnel.
You need a funnel? Okay, yeah, absolutely. Anyone else?
I think that continuing to add to the funnel
Yeah.
is, I think we have not done a good job. We have a funnel with thinking, and then afterwards, I'm sending out manual
Yeah.
funnels, but thinking of ways, I could just be doing a full email and just add it to the funnel, and that would make that process so much easier.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's even cooler is, let's say you have a current funnel that's already established, and then you create another magnet for a different type of offer, right? You can email that to the whole email list, be like, hey guys, I have this new offer, click here to get access. Now they're in that funnel. Now everyone that clicks that is moving over, right? That's not everybody, right? But a lot of platforms, since they've already opted into your email list, it is legal and it is ethical and it is fine. You can take them and move them all into another funnel, right? Because they've already opted into getting information from you. Right? The only thing that's unethical is if someone's subscribed and illegal, is if they've unsubscribed and you're still continuing to email them. But that's already built in all the platforms, so you don't even need to worry about that. But being strategic about your funnels is really, really key. And one thing that we'll talk about in the mastermind, or in the mini mind, actually, because it's 2 weeks, is how to actually track. Like a lot of platforms, especially in Flowdesk, they have an action where you can click a button and you can target it. To where if someone clicks a button, I can see all the people that clicked the hot list, right? I can see people that opted into hot list form, and I can see how many people clicked and actually have seen it, right? And that's really key. So like if you're selling a retreat or catering or something like that, you can see how many people are actually interested. You can see who opened it, and then you can create a retargeting email to be like, hey, I saw you might be interested in catering. Here's some more questions. If you have questions, blah, 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 whatever. Now you can be really specific because you know what they clicked on, where, and you can segment them out. And that's not something we're getting into today, but that's very, very cool, and that's kind of the key. And the only other thing that I will leave you guys with is a great open rate is typically between 15 to 30%, right? You want to be at that 30% mark. And for conversions, how you know if your messaging is doing really well is any type of anything should have a 10 to 13% click or open rate, and then conversion should be 1 to 3%. So if you're not hitting any of those, maybe you put an ad out, you get 100 people opting in, 10 people should click on it and 1 person should buy, right? And then if you do it again and maybe you're at 500 and you have 50 clicks and no purchases, you have a messaging problem and they're not understanding, right? And of course there could be other issues, and that's something that we can work through together if we work one-on-one or a work day or whatever. But just know that those metrics are really, really key to kind of stay around. Hey, any other questions before we wrap up? Yeah?
So, your services, I'm so sorry, I was work, emergencies. So I came in the middle of your stuff.
Sure.
Do you help create not necessarily content, but a flow or something through Flowdesk? Hey, this is the first email, da 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 da, or more consulting?
Yeah, so I'll do both. I don't open up my calendar a lot and that would be online business management. So I do that. I have actually an extensive history doing that, but it takes a lot of time, right? Because it takes a lot of my time. So I don't have a lot of openings for that. But if you are looking for that, I do have 2 spots open. So if you're like, girl, let's talk about it. But yes, I can help with that, or I can give the guidance. And then if you're like, I want to learn the skill, I can help teach it to you, or joining the mini mind or something like that. Okay, anything else?